Good afternoon. I'd like to thank everyone for calling this afternoon for our ACE Doran monthly safety call. This is the last safety call of the year here at 2017. The year's gone by pretty quickly. I am Dale Stanek, Director of Safety here at ACE, and joining me today is Kevin Gibson, Director of Business Development. Thank you, Kevin, for coming along.
Good afternoon. Thanks to everybody for calling in.
Right off, I'd like just to go over our numbers for the month here and talk about some important issues that we've seen here. I'd like to start with our BME CSA scores. We had 29 clean inspections for the month. Thank everyone for getting those to us. Our unsafe violation has gone down to 57%. That was a 2% decrease from the previous month. Hours of service went down by 1% to 68%. Vehicle maintenance remained the same at 82%. No change there. Driver fitness is at 0%. That's the best you can do. Thank you for everyone on that. Crash, we did see an increase of 11%. These are DOT crashes, so that means there's either a tow-away, injury, or a fatality. That's what those crashes make up. Drug and alcohol was at 0% too. On the government secured wind side of the house, our CSA scores are as follows. We had 3 clean inspections. Good job, guys. Unsafe is at 0. Thank you so much. Hours of service had a 1% decrease to 24%. Vehicle maintenance went up by 4%. It is now standing at 28%. Driver fitness, 0, and crash remain steady at 2%. All right. The other items I wanted to talk about, starting or on Monday, we had ELDs go live with inspections. The first day, I had a couple of you guys call me and told me you had clean inspections, that there was no issues with the ELD stuff. I appreciate that. But unfortunately, last night we did have an issue. One of our drivers had got inspected in Louisiana, and he was placed out of service for a false log. What he conveyed to me was that he got stuck in traffic. He had about 20 miles left to go and only 40 minutes on his log, and when time ran out, he moved himself over into personal conveyance. You cannot use personal conveyance to move when you are laden. That is a false log, and he was placed out of service. I'd like to go over with you right now the parameters in which you can use personal conveyance. So there are only 2 types of situations which are specifically covered in the interpretation from the FMCSA on personal conveyance. They are a driver's commute to and from the terminal, normal work location, and short personal trips from a driver's en-route lodging. So if you are going to use personal conveyance, these are the parameters in which they have to be, the situation has to be. The vehicle must be unladen. The movement is of a short distance solely for personal use. The driver is relieved from work and all responsibility for performing work. The driver is relieved of all duty and responsibilities for the care and custody of the vehicle, its accessories, and any cargo or passengers it may be carrying. The driver must be at liberty to pursue personal activities of her own choosing. No work should be done until the driver is ready to return to duty. The gist of that interpretation is that personal conveyance is not meant to extend your day, reposition yourself closer to a load, or to drive home after getting offloaded at a receiver. If you are in a situation where you're in traffic and you cannot get off to a truck stop or a rest stop, you must continue in the drive status. Please notify us of your situation. We will make a note of what happened, but you cannot use personal conveyance to avoid getting an hours of service violation. That is a false log, and that is far worse than exceeding an hours of service violation. So with that being said, I'd like to turn it over to Kevin. Did you want to convey some safety message, or what have you been hearing out in your business travels?
Well, first and foremost, if any of you guys have any questions, please hit *3 to get those to us. And so we can address those and answer them. But first and foremost, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. I know the holidays are getting close. I'm sure you're like the rest of us here. We're ready for a nice long break. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody on the call. Just a couple things. Number one, just as a company as a whole, to see the unsafe driving number trending down was one of our key areas of focus the last half of the year. It'll be a big focus for us moving forward in 2018. I know that the information has been thorough and you guys are being inundated with safety, but the fact that number's gone down at least tells me that it is working, and you guys are taking note of it and doing your jobs. So thanks for that. I also want to tell you, I think it's important for everybody to kind of know where the company is, how we're doing overall, all divisions, general freight, heavy haul, brokerage, the entire organization. Especially as a sales guy, it's always good to report good numbers. But it's, without you guys out there picking up the loads, putting them down, everybody here, is working really hard. I think the entire company, and these numbers show that. So I just wanted to give you a brief snapshot of where we're doing or where we are right now versus where we were last year. On our year-to-date numbers overall, 2016, now this is just through the end of November, our overall numbers are up 10%, which I think, given the challenges and the environment that we were operating in this year with the E-logs and all the new regulations coming out, I think that's a very admirable number. Our general freight number, our flatbed, step deck freight was up 7%. Our heavy haul, our wind energy, our RGNs, oversized, up 11%. And our brokerage department was also up 5%. And I know that group had some challenges there, and I really wanted to give a shout-out to them just for the job that Chad Leiter's done, and Chad's involved. A lot of you guys probably talked to him, and he does a lot more than just that, but he's another good resource for you guys to be able to reach out, contact to if you have any issues or problems. So overall, year to date, our rate per mile versus 2016, again, this is all divisions, is up 38 cents, which is a pretty significant number. Again, these are numbers just through the end of November. So the last quarter has been strong for us. It's been really good. I think our claims have remained stable, which is always a good thing in safety. And so far tracking in December, which we're running out of time here, but for our budgeted number, we're just north of 40%. Again, that's for all divisions. So number one, thank you. You guys are getting the work done. Thanks to all the field employees and the office people here that are booking the loads, dispatching the freight, paying the drivers, doing the invoicing, all that. It's really a team effort. We do have a good team, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that has, helped these numbers continue going up in the right direction. So great finish to 2017. We've got our plan ready to go for 2018. And if we, keep heading in this direction, our safety scores are improving, our revenue numbers are going up. I think it's going to be a great 2018. So thanks for having me again, Dale.
Oh, you're welcome, Kevin. I just want to comment. I imagine it's a lot easier for you when you go out and make calls that, as you mentioned, our CSA scores are looking better, and it's easier to get that extra business and keep everyone going. It
really is, and, capacity will be tightening more and more. It's funny. Just a quick story. We made a sales call on an oversized ship route in Baltimore, September of last year, and this particular customer had somewhat put us on hold, or on the back burner, if you will. Maybe it was pricing, could have been a lot of different things. But December 19th, they wanted to re-engage us and request our services. So in my mind, that just is one instance of how the e-logs, after they've been in effect for 2 days, this customer's reaching back out to us, wanting to re-engage and do business. So,
and that definitely helps us since we've been using e-logs for months now.
That's right. We're a step ahead of the game. And a lot of our competition they've waited until the last minute to get this up and running. So there's going to be a lot of learning curves for them. And like I said, we're already 10 yards up the field on everybody. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, it definitely helps. I've been reading some news articles here from the trade magazines, and some of the our competitors there have not gone on to ELDs, and their trucks are getting shut down because their trucks should be on ELDs and they are not.
Right.
So that's
Also, just real quick, sorry, the sales guy can't shut up, but our last call we mentioned the driver relief fund, and I am thrilled to report that just since our last call, we raised an additional $5,000.
Oh wow, that is great.
For our driver relief fund. We've also, during that brief period, we had a gentleman that had an illness that we were able to help out with some deductions and stuff. So when he was able to come back to work, he was in the green, wasn't necessarily behind on deductions. So thanks to everybody that keeps donating to that. Again, it's a good cause for a lot of good guys, good women, and an extra $5,000 since our last call. So thank you.
Great. Thank you, Kevin. I would like to remind everybody, *3, either a question or a safety tip. I'll take either one. First two callers, I do have gift cards for a couple places to eat. So if you want to go ahead and hit *3 so they can get your name and number, and then we'll open it up here at the end. The other thing I want to remind everybody is we are 10, 11 days from the end of the year. If you got your first half safety meeting in and it was in person, you can go online and do the online safety meeting. Driver's IG, it's right on there. You can click on that. It's about a 12-minute video. And there's no sense in letting that money slip through if you can just complete that. We do get updates when they're completed, and we'll get you on the list. So just a reminder, everybody. Or if you're passing through, we will do an in-person meeting here. I did have a team that came through here the other day, and we did a meeting for them, and I have a guy scheduled for this Friday coming in to do a safety meeting. So just a reminder, everybody. The other thing I would like to just remind everyone, too, is besides ELDs, inspectors are looking at equipment. For the most part, everyone does a really good job on their inspections, but we have had a few people who've had significant violations with equipment, been written up for, more than 10 violations. That is significant. Makes me think we're either not doing it or we're waiting and we're delaying maintenance. So please make sure you check your equipment. There's no excuse to have that many violations on your truck and trailer. All right. With that being said, Kevin, if you don't have anything else, let's open it up and see. We have a couple of individuals in the queue here, and when we bring on Bernie here.
Hello there. Merry Christmas to everybody down there.
What's going on, man?
Hey, I got a question. Why we get all these I get all these text messages from Bennett, on loads within a 250-mile radius. But when you call these folks, they never call you back. I mean, none of them do. None of them ever call you back. I can never figure that out.
Bernie, I can look into that for you and give you a call. The only thing that, I could, off the top of my head, is maybe that the load has been covered. I don't know if these are ACE agents that you're speaking of or Bennett agents, but I know that they have the ability to notify inbound trucks when they are putting loads into the TMS. But I'll give you a call. I've got your number here on my phone. I'll give you a call, and we can talk specifics on that. If maybe there's one certain area, one certain terminal that you're having a problem with, I'll be more than happy to try to help you with it.
Well, it's like a group of them. You'll see a load on the board, and you call it, and you leave a message about it, and nobody ever calls you back, so you don't know if they got it or didn't get it. And that's all I'm saying. I mean, I know we're trying to move freight, if they don't call you back, how are you supposed to move the freight?
Well, that's if we're not moving it, we're not getting paid. So I agree
right,
with you
yeah,
on that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like I'm like everybody else. Wheels that don't turn don't earn.
That's right. And I know you do a good job staying in touch with everybody here in Cincinnati too. So
yeah, I do.
You know, always.
Yep.
If you're having that problem, or if you can't, if you're being unsuccessful getting in touch with a certain terminal, a certain agent, call me, call Cordy, call anybody in the operations building. We'll try to, you know, two eyes are better than one. So we'll we'll do what we can.
Well, one other thing I wanted to tell the guys that are going on the e-logs. I've been driving 53 years. It'll be 54 here. No accidents, no tickets, no nothing. And I got accustomed to the e-log with the help of Jason in our department down there, and I love it. I really do. I love it. Yeah.
That's
just to let the guys know.
That's probably the best news I've gotten all month, Bernie.
Yep. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I got used to it. And I like it. Yeah, it's nice.
That's
okay, guys, have a good Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks for calling in.
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Just a reminder, *3 if you have a safety tip or question. We'll take either one. Next on the line, we have Jonas Johnson. Jonas, you with us?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm new to the team. I've been here probably a week, maybe 2 weeks. I heard about the driver relief fund, and I wanted to find out, how do you go about contributing to the driver relief fund? I think that's something great, and I'd like to be a part of that.
Well, I really appreciate that. Jonas, you can call me. This is Kevin Gibson. My cell phone number, is this your cell number here that you're calling from?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I can give you a call or look you up in the system and reach out to you, but you can do that through me. You can do that through Cindy Gully, who does settlements. And there's a lot of different ways that you can donate. You can do it on a load-by-load basis. You can do it on a weekly basis, which is what I do, and I know most of our management team here does, is they just do, how many ever dollars a week that comes out and goes into the fund. You can do a one-time donation, so there are a lot of different ways to do it. We just need to email you the paperwork for you to authorize that deduction. But, yeah, I'll give you a call as soon as I get back to my office, and we'll talk more about that. I appreciate you supporting that.
Yeah, awesome, because like I say, man, we all out here doing the same thing, and, if someone falls short, I mean, that's why it's a team effort, together everyone achieves more. So I really love that model you guys have, and, hey, well, I want to be a part of it.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but, I know trucking, and I know, sometimes it gets to be a little bit much when people are asking for donations or contributions, or, some guys may feel that as a deduction or whatnot. But, again, there's, me personally being involved with this fund, it's good. We're part of Bennett International, Bennett Motor Express. Ace Doran set the bar high last year and raised the largest amount of money for that fund with $23,000, and it's something that I'm really proud of. I know, that comes all the way down from Mrs. Taylor, who graciously contributes money on behalf of Ace Doran, and Jim Collins, our president. So it is a good thing. It is voted on by the drivers. We don't have anything to do with who gets what. You simply bring your calls to me. I take that to our advisory board. They vote on it, and the majority wins. And it's really good. And like I said, I've personally, it's always good when a guy's able to come back to work that you're able to help out. Unfortunately, we've had some deaths, and guys haven't been able to come back. But to be able to, offer assistance to a family for funeral costs, or for just recently rescuing a guy's truck who had a heart attack. It's really good. I think it's something not to be taken for granted, because we all think it won't happen to us, but you never know when it will.
Well, I'm sorry, John.
Absolutely.
have someone else looking after you too.
That's right.
So
I appreciate it, Jonas. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Want to go ahead? We have Ms. Violet on the line.
Hi.
Violet, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Where are you at today?
Up here in Jersey.
All right.
Yeah, it's cold. I got a question. I was contacted by an association that does oversize, and I guess I've been nominated for a driver award.
Congratulations.
What's that?
Congratulations.
Yes. And I was wondering, I know I'm going to be going there representing Ace Doran.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way, if I do get the invite to go to this symposium, to meet with some of the safety guys to help me get prepared for questionings and stuff?
Yeah, I think Rob Simon was asking about some information about you, so I'll ask him where you're going, and we can provide you with information and get you prepared.
Okay, cool. I just didn't know who to talk to.
Nope, you're talking to the right people. We definitely can help you out. Do you have any safety tips?
Stay warm.
Stay warm. That's a good one.
Close.
Yeah, we are heading in, some parts of the country is in the middle of winter. That is a good tip. So I appreciate that. Just to
pre-trip,
Go ahead.
Pre-trip. That's all you got to do.
That's good. Just to piggyback off that, just to remind everybody, we are expecting a little bit more traffic to hit the roadways here as Christmas, and you have people going to see family. You need to make sure you have adequate following distance, especially if the weather's bad. Increase your following distance. So I appreciate you calling in, Violet. All right. Does not appear anyone else is dialing in. *3. If you have anything you want to add, either a question or a safety tip. So, Kevin, did you have anything else you wanted to add, or?
No, I just, thanks to everybody for calling in. I hope, any feedback that you have on these calls, good, bad, or indifferent, let us know. The idea and one of our goals for 2018 is to stress communication. That's kind of going to be our MO this year. From all aspects of the business, that's one of Jim's our strategic plan. That was one thing that we want to focus on is open communication. So, if you can't get through on these calls, or if you're unable to, feel free to reach out to any of us here at the home office. We'll do what we can to help you out.
We do have 2 more callers I'll take, and then I want to finish with an email I got from one of our drivers who gave me a very good safety tip. I'll finish with that. But let's go ahead. We have JD on the line. JD?
Hello?
Hey, this is Stanek and Kevin. How are you?
I'm all right. How's it going?
What's going on, JD?
I had a safety tip. Kind of one of those forgotten things. A lot of guys have a tendency to neglect this time of year, and that actually causes more jackknife and skidding accidents, uncontrollable accidents, than people realize, and it's actually lubricating your fifth wheel.
Okay.
A lot of guys are married to their trailers. They don't do a lot of drop and hook, or, they it gets complacent in the back of their mind. They forget about it. But a few years back, there was a study, and one of the major causes of jackknife truck accidents is an improper lubricated fifth wheel.
Wow, that's good to know.
That's good tip.
I didn't even think about that. So, good advice. All right. Thank you so much. Is Elsie on the line here?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I haven't done all my Christmas shopping yet, but we're going to be getting it pretty soon.
Yeah, you're down 5 days.
Right?
Do you have a question or a safety tip?
Yes, in 2 parts. One is that I'm with the wind division, and we haul and heavy haul, and it's really important that when you're doing your pre-trip inspection that you check all your wheels, the inside wheel and the outside wheel for breakage, because of the amount of weight that you haul. Sometimes if the axles aren't distributing the weight right, you could have too much weight to the inside axle or inside wheel, and the wheel can be cracked and cause the whole system both wheels to come off the trailer. And if you're moving down the road at 60 miles an hour and you lose a tandem, that can do a lot of damage to somebody or to somebody's property or vehicle. So it's really important that you check those every day. It has to be part of your pre-trip. Also, it's just an interesting note that if you look at YouTube and go and look at the truck accidents for winter driving conditions, and there's hundreds of them, but you can look, and probably 90% of those are overspeed. So it's really important to watch how fast we're going on slick roads and stuff during wintertime. You can't maintain that pace as you can during the summertime. Wintertime, you have to take that into consideration when you're doing your route planning.
True. Especially if you're coming up over a hill, and if there's stopped traffic, you're not going to be able to stop in time or around a bend. That's good advice.
Right, and when you look at those YouTube crashes for trucks, like I say, about 90% of them is due to overspeed for the driving conditions. Yeah.
All right.
But that's it.
Thank you so much for your safety tip.
Just to piggyback on that a little bit, I know we've talked about trying to get some things going on YouTube ourselves. That is, in the technology world, is such a resource for information. Whether you want to change the pipes on your Harley or if you want to learn about operating a tablet, it's a really good resource and a good place to go for information.
I think a lot of people use it for DIY stuff.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So, all right, I would like to close our meeting. I got an email from one of our wind drivers who I greatly respect. He didn't know if he could be on the call, but he wanted me to give this information out to everybody, so I'm going to read what he sent over to me. We all have a role in the safety of ourselves and the general public that we come in contact on a daily basis. I believe that we set the bar on safety as a group that has a very high exposure rate on the highways we travel. This is compounded with the oversized factor of what we haul on an everyday load basis. It is also a fact that we can improve our record. As our motto states, safety is priority one. It is so much of importance that Doran spends the majority of its money and time getting us involved to be more safe. My take on this is that I've been sharing this over the years. It is the practice of using your tools. What tools, you ask? You are surrounded by these tools that you may not recognize. For example, your escorts are a very important tool, your mirrors, your windows down as you make turns, weather reports, timing, knowledge of your surroundings, and your good health. What do you think could happen if a heart surgeon let his tools get rusty or didn't use his tools properly? What if an airline pilot didn't do his pre-trip checklist adequately? We could go on listing your tools that we use every day and would be a very long list. You might not think about the most important tool that we use every day. Sometimes we might misuse this tool as it is the easiest and best tool we have. It is the ability to think. If we concentrate on using and improving our ability to think, it will improve the use of all the other tools of our trade and our life. The ability to think will make us the difference between thinking I am safe and thinking how can I be safer. The ability to think has brought us from sitting in a cave and embedding the wheel today and going down the highway with 238,000 pounds on 54 wheels. I believe that every driver has ideas on what can help us to stay safe and be a safer company. With over 300 drivers here at ACE Family, we should be listening to others on their thoughts on being safe. I feel that we all can learn from others using their thinking ability to point out something that I didn't think of. Like a doctor, please don't let your tools get rusty. Stay safe and make it home to your loved ones this Christmas time. Thank you very much. Hold on. We got one more call?
That's a great email.
We got to take one call with Jerry, and then we'll wrap it up here. Hello, Jerry?
Yeah, that email just reminded me that about mirrors. Bennett pays or has paid, I don't know if it's still going on, a $100 bonus every year for having hood mirrors on your truck. I know some of you guys with big trucks think they look stupid, but I love having 2 mirrors out there on the end of the hood. And I also like the fact that Bennett just paid me $200 for having them.
Yep. If you get the photos in by the end of December, we'll pay it out in March, I believe. So thank you for reminding us all.
Absolutely.
Yep. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Jerry. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I'd like to thank Kevin for joining me today. I appreciate you jumping in the co-pilot seat and riding this with me. And I just want to encourage everyone to have, safe travels if you're not home or if you're making your way home, and look forward to hearing from you all next year when we roll out 2018 and safety meetings. So,
yeah, I think it's worth noting too. This is I believe our best turnout on the call as well as participation too. So, the longer we can spend in here talking safety and talking trucking, that's a good thing. So, I hope everybody finds these calls, useful and beneficial.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. Safe travels.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.